Well, the Eastern Conference Final is officially underway between the Barrie Colts and the Oshawa Generals, and boy oh boy, we are in for a fun series here if Game 1 is any indication. The Bobby Orr Trophy also in attendance here tonight, so it's getting real, and we'll see how this all plays out. And let's recap how this game ended up the way it did. First off, Sam Hillebrand getting the start against Jacob Oster. No surprise, really. Jacob Oster seems to be in net for every game for this Oshawa Generals team. And after that, some great chances right off the hop for Oshawa. Not even 12 seconds into this game, Sam Hillebrand had to make a huge stop as this Oshawa team wanting to send a message early on that they came to play here tonight, and also trying to catch the Barrie Colts, who of course played that Game 7 Tuesday night. After that, Beckett Seneca, huge hit on Bo Jelsma. I just love Seneca's game, the Anaheim Ducks prospect. He can get the goals, he can set them up, but he can also throw the body, has that physical style. He's a playoff performer, and that was on display here tonight. And for Oshawa, some great pressure in the first half of the first period. And then the second half, Barrie, they started to generate some chances. Oster had to make some big saves, but ultimately no score to report after the first period, and Oshawa outshooting the Barrie Colts 14-8. Going into the second period of play, there was the puck just sent to the net, and Jacob Oster, he lost sight of it. The puck was sitting in the blue paint in between his pads, but Wakely and Stewart not able to get there in time as the Generals able to clear it. But Barrie, a much better start to the second period. And then after that, Matthew Buckley, he strikes iron with a crossbar shot. And then we had our first penalties of the hockey game. Gabriel Eliasson and Noah Powell issued roughing penalties, so a 4-on-4 situation. For the first half of the game, the referees, they kept the whistles at bay, and it was some good hockey early on. But then we started seeing some more penalties, and I'm sure if you're a fan of either side, you have your thoughts on some of the calls or non-calls as the game went on. But I thought it was interesting. Halfway through the game was when we first got our first penalties to Eliasson and Powell. But then after that, Simon Wang, a huge save. Oster down and out, had no chance to get across, but Wang, the defenseman, sacrificing the body, keeps the puck out. But because of that save on the goal line, the puck goes up the ice, and Owen Griffin fires it. It looked like it went off the post crossbar and out, and the official waved it off, said no goal. And then maybe about a minute later, we get the buzzer, and they confirm that no, that puck actually crossed the line. So Owen Griffin is 12th of the playoffs. What a run Owen Griffin is having, and it made it a 1-0 score at that point. And not long after, Beckett Seneca hit the post despite having Emil Hemming all over him. Just the strength and power of Beckett Seneca on full display. And then after that, there was a big hit on Kayshawn Aitchison. So what a playoff performer, like I said, Beckett Seneca. The Oshawa Generals, though, would make it a 2-0 score. Noah Powell on the power play took the shot, and it went off Buckley and through the pads of Sam Hillebrand, but the net came off. Initially, the referee waved it off, saying no goal because the net came off the moorings. They reviewed it, and they determined it was a good goal. Marty Williamson challenged, saying maybe it was kicked in, but there was no kicking motion. And then in the press conference post-game, apparently he wasn't supposed to challenge that, or he wasn't allowed to challenge that, so the Colts got their timeout back, which they would use in the tail end of the third period. So after the second, 2-0 Oshawa shots, 28-17 in favor of the Generals. But Anthony Romani, early in that third period, he would strike the crossbar. So the Colts getting chances, trying to get back into this hockey game. And then Romani, coming on the wing, takes the shot. Jacob Oster got a piece, but not enough. It went through his glove and in the net, giving the Barrie Colts some life. So it was a 2-1 score. But then in the dying moments of this one, Bo Akey called for the high stick with 3 minutes remaining, so a power play for Oshawa. But then Bo Jelsma, shorthanded chance, he's tripped up by Seneca. So it turns into a 4-on-4 situation, so the Colts have some life. They would pull Sam Hillebrand, but Callum Ritchie able to put the puck right down center ice for the empty net goal, making it a 3-1 final. At the end of the game, some rough stuff. Kayshawn Aitchison throwing a hit on Callum Ritchie, and that generated a huge crowd because, of course, Kayshawn Aitchison, always public enemy number one, depending on who he's playing. And the Generals, remember, there's some history from the playoffs last year in the first round. So Aitchison getting reacquainted. So in the end, 3-1's your final score. Shots 39-28 in favor of Oshawa. Your 3 stars tonight. Third star, Jacob Oster, 27 saves. He looks solid. Sam Hillebrand, a big performance here tonight, 36 saves. And then Matthew Buckley with the game winner. He is your first star tonight. So Game 2 takes place on Sunday. Remember, it is a different time. It's a 6 o'clock start. We'll have the call on Rogers TV And this series, the Eastern Conference Final, it's now underway. Let me know in the comments below your thoughts on how tonight's game went. Don't forget to hit like and subscribe. Talk to you again soon.